They say that no one realizes how precious time is until it's too late. Till one day you find yourself thinking, why didn't I seize the day? Well, today I'll tell you the story of a guy who woke up one morning and suddenly realized that it was too late. Everything was upside down and no one believed him. All he knew was that if he didn't get help soon, he might do something crazy. But what was happening to him? Let's find out in today's episode. He saw the world upside down. A chill wind swept down the city street, rustling the fallen leaves and sending a shiver down the man's spine. He stood rooted to the spot, eyes wide with terror as he watched the cars rush past him. Wait a second, though. To him, it looked like they were flying across the sky. The buildings were below his feet and the sky stretched beneath his shoes. He wasn't dreaming. This was real. And for 27-year-old Daniel, the world had literally flipped upside down. 2 days ago, he'd woken up feeling a bit off kilter. Reached for his phone on the nightstand, and it seemed to be upside down. He thought, turning the screen around to bring it upright. But it didn't help. The numbers were still upside down. It was weird, but he shrugged it off, figuring it was some kind of joke his subconscious mind was playing on him. When he got to work, though, he realized the joke was on him. The computer monitor, the post-it notes on the wall, even his reflection in the window were all upside down. By the next day, walking even became almost impossible. He bumped into furniture and grabbed 4 things that were above him, not realizing they were actually below. At first it was funny, like being drunk. But then it started to get scary. He couldn't eat properly. His hand-to-mouth coordination failed. He started drawing things to make sense of what he was seeing, but everything he drew was inverted. That's when the panic set in. His friends thought he was joking. His fiancée thought it was a migraine or stress. But Daniel knew something was seriously wrong. He could think clearly, he told them. Just couldn't trust what he was seeing. Everyone told him he was fine, but he couldn't walk down the stairs. He couldn't read. He couldn't trust his own eyes. He began isolating himself, writing in a journal upside down so he could read it. Stopping eating in public, afraid he might accidentally try to eat a stranger's shoe. Then one evening, he wandered into traffic, thinking he was crossing a street that had been turned into a pedestrian plaza. Nearly got hit by a car and only stepped back onto the pavement at the last second. That's when he admitted himself to the psychiatric observation, afraid he might harm himself. That same day, a neurologist on call reviewed his full visual and balance history. Something clicked. Daniel wasn't hallucinating. He wasn't imagining it. His brain was realigning the world. The question was why? After examining Daniel, doctors determined that he was suffering from visual inversion syndrome. It's also known as perceptual inversion. It's an ultra-rare neurovisual condition in which the brain reverses incoming data from the eyes, rotating the perceived image by 180 degrees. You see, our brains automatically flip the images our eyes capture, allowing us to see the world right side up. However, in rare cases, when the brain misinterprets spatial data, it can lead to full perceptual inversion. Only a handful of cases have been documented worldwide. In Daniel's case, doctors believe his condition was caused by an unusual stroke-like event in the occipital and parietal lobes of his brain, perhaps triggered by a minor head trauma he sustained days earlier. Our brains automatically flip the images our eyes capture, allowing us to see the world right side up. So if we see the world upside down, it means that something's gone wrong somewhere along the way. Daniel's brain was flipping the world upside down before he could even realize it. Now he has to learn how to live with it. But hey, it could be worse. At least he's not seeing the world backward. That would be really confusing. Now write down in the comments, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and the world was upside down? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and share it with those who might find it interesting. And that's all for today. See you next time.